All right, good morning, guys. Happy Sunday. I thought I'd go a little bit differently this morning and show you step by step how I do it. So I've already weighed out 18 grams on here, and I pressed the Tari button on here, and it's on sleep mode. That's exactly 18 grams of the Starbucks Espresso roast right here. Okay, so I'm going to go through step by step, and now we're going to grind this next. Okay, next step is take the beans and put them in my oxo grinder here. Here's my grinder, and take them and add them in here. Love the sound of that. Make sure every single bean is in there, and then go ahead and put in my top on and Prince Charming is just waking up, so we shan't bother him for this video, but Lady Lou might be of assistance. Hi, girl. Hey, good morning. Alright, guys, it's a little nerve-wracking, having gone through the entire process, but I use an oxo grinder 3.6 over here, and here's what else I'm going to be using. So here's the ground coffee. So my 3D printed funnel. So we're going to go ahead and put that on here. I like to use a piece of paper. So magically, here's our paper. So I go ahead and take my coffee, and it should go in pretty much one fell swoop all the way in here. And that's pretty much every last grain with a few stubborn ones probably from before. So I got them in here, and I can just shake it a little, and I use little needles right here. It's like a sewing needle, but it'll do for now. So I can get it to be, for now, uniform. So get that in there, and so here I'll take my tamper and give it an initial press here. And I always check there to see if there's any grinds on the side, and there are. Oops. So I'm going to try to get those back in here because I want to keep my mass consistent. There's some over here, so I'll put them in here and use my needle again. Alright, so I have gone ahead and put these back in here, so pretty much almost every grain is back. And using my needle to kind of get it kind of uniform. That's pretty much good enough for now. So I'm going to go ahead and lift this up and see how most of it is like right in there. A few grains there. And so I'm going to go ahead and try to get those more towards the center. So when I tamp it, it will be more uniform here. And take my tamper again. I'll push some of these grains toward the center. And then take these. I'm being very atomic. Put those back in there. That could make a slight difference. I've noticed in my unscientific investigations. So I'm taking my tamper and trying to get down there, and I want to get it all the way around, or that's what I want to do, and then push it. Okay. And voila. Checking here. A couple grains were inside there. And most of that's there. That's pretty good. I said it's 99.99%. I'm clearing this area here, so none are still on the side. Having a little brush would be very useful. But you don't want any grains to be on here in the margins because they could make for an imperfect silk. So we're almost at the main event. So looking at it's pretty uniform. I don't think I need to do too much adjusting. So I'm going to take my cup screen and drop it in. And that looks pretty good. I'm pressing down here to get a little more uniform and getting rid of some of the grains. And I'm going to go ahead and put it, move mini over, and that's at least 2 millimeters from the rim, which is good with nothing I can see on top. So let's go ahead and attach it and give it a spin. Holding on nice and firm. Felt a little bit tight, but it was not a lot of resistance. So I'm going to put mini, pardon, gosh, that's too big. We'll use my old standby, the right size, and we're going to press that button. Double. and immediately, a little bit of leaking, but the needle's going up. Okay, wasn't real happy with that leakage. Have to investigate that, but the needle's steadily rising, and it's going to be changing color, and we're definitely had a jump. We're in the middle of the espresso range. Look at the color change. Okay, so it's, whoa, look at that. If we're staying in the espresso range, it's going to be a really good cut. Okay. Oh, and we went slightly above for just a few seconds. Just a few seconds. I've now put some raw sugar in here, just ordinary raw sugar. Take my Planet oat milk. It's pretty good. About 1/4 cup of that. I want to fill this half full of this and mix it in with the Amazon 2% milk. I could add some soy lecithin, but this seems adequate. So I can go ahead and get our steam going, and hopefully we won't have any issues there. Let's get our froth going. So I'm turning my dial all the way over here. I already pressed the steam button, so I have this about 1 millimeter in here, and I hear the steam building up, and there we go. I like to feel the side of the cup to gauge the temperature. Just so it kind of holds up and down here. So normal, I try to get it to about from 1/2 level to about 3/4. And it's getting there. Ouch, that's very hot. I will now be seeking medical attention. And that's about good. Press my button. And give it a tamp. Don't forget to immediately clean off your steam spout while it's still hot. You don't want any lingering damage. Okay, and so I'm going to take this and go ahead and pour in one fell swoop in here. And that's a great. I'm not really trying to make any designs, but it kind of looks like a foot, which is going into like a very random cloud. And let's give it a taste. It's a lovely single. I have the other half of that here. I'm going to steam again and pour it in here for my son. Thanks for watching.